Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to week 3 of remote learning, week of April 20th. I just want to start by complimenting you. Nice job. So, you've done 3 weeks of online instruction. Good for you. It's not easy. You're doing a fantastic job. I especially appreciate all the contact, all the emails, the questions on the stream. We're doing this together. So keep in touch, right? And if you don't see one of your classmates or your friends within these formats, please reach out to them. And I encourage you to come to the Google Meet sessions. Ask your questions then, interact with everybody, make sure we're on the same page. So keep it up. You're doing a good job. It can't be easy, right? It's not easy for us either. We definitely miss seeing all of you in school. We know that instruction is much more effective that way. But what's important while you're at home is that you are making progress as a reader and a writer and a thinker and a problem solver, right? Right? So thank you for putting the effort into all this. We're going to continue putting out lessons that are going to help you grow as a student. And so we really just want to believe that you're going to take advantage of all that and that you're really going to make progress. So nicely done, everybody. Let's start with a bad joke. It's not even a Hank Pink. What is a chimp's favorite month? April. Okay, welcome to lesson 1. It is the week of April 20th, lesson 1. Remember, every week you have 2 lessons and you will have 2 assignments that go into the grade book, 1 for each lesson. So let's take a look at lesson 1. This unit continues to have the same essential questions every time. And the question is, how can people and animals relate to each other? How can people and animals relate to each other? Now, that word relate, as I have read your ACE responses and I've tried to write my own, I've really had to push pause and make sure I understood what this question was asking of me. So I took the time to investigate the word relate. You can see on your screen that to relate to someone is to understand a person's experience or feelings. You can relate to other students because you are a student yourself. You cannot relate to an astronaut because you've not had the same experiences. You've not had the same feelings as they have had. We all play games. If you've lost at a game, you can relate to somebody who has also lost at a game. You can relate to their situation. You can connect to it. So keep that definition in mind as we work with this essential question. We are going to practice the ACE or RACE strategy. R for restating the question, A for actually answering the question. And the question is, how can people and animals relate to each other? C, you must cite your evidence to prove your answer, to prove your claim, to support your answer there to the question. And then you have to explain it. You have to explain how that evidence proves your answer. Why do we do this? Why do we do ACE? Well, the answer cite explain strategy helps students provide textual evidence to support their answers and improve understanding of text. So we are asking you to make sure you're thinking through the text, you're understanding the text, and that you communicate that understanding to us. So this connects directly to our learning target here, where 6th graders are asked to cite textual evidence to support analysis of what the text says explicitly. That means word for word in the text, as well as an inference drawn from the text. That means something you can conclude based on the clues. That's one reason we do ACE. Here's another. The answer cite explain writing strategy is designed to help students organize their writing. When you write a paragraph, when you write an essay, when you write an informatory or explanatory text, which is the emphasis in this unit. Remember that launch text? That was an informative explanatory text, and it was organized with ACE. So when you write a body paragraph in an explanatory or informative text, you are going to answer that question, give evidence to support it, and explain how the evidence supports it. So that's why we're doing ACE. Now, you have been practicing ACE and explaining evidence on your evidence logs. There's the essential question, how can people and animals relate to each other? And so in this first column, we asked you to write the title of the text. So the first one was Reading Buddies. Now today you're going to do a second one, and the title is going to be My Life with the Chimpanzees. Now in the next column, you give an answer to this question, how can people and animals relate to each other? So here's a sample answer. People and animals can relate to each other when we work through struggles. Now I need to go find some evidence that proves my answer. So look what I wrote in the evidence column. Notice I start with a sentence starter. A piece of evidence to support this is, and I make sure I tell you where I found it. It's in paragraph 4 of Reading Buddies. It states, to a struggling reader, an animal listener can produce less anxiety than a human listener. And this is from Pearson, paragraph 4. Also in paragraph 8, it states, reading calms the animals down and makes them more comfortable around people. So that's the evidence I'm using to prove my answer that we can relate to each other when we work through struggles. So take a look at my explanation. Notice I start with a sentence starter. This evidence supports my answer because both the person and the animal are challenged. The person is challenged with anxiety while reading, and the dog with anxiety around people. The dog helps the person by creating a safe environment for the student to practice reading. The person helps the dog by creating a soothing environment with his or her reading voice. So what I did here, it's really easy to repeat yourself over and over again. The person is challenged with anxiety. So that was kind of like my going back to my answer, work through struggles. So it was like a synonym or restating that, but in different words. It'd be really easy to just say the same thing over and over again. Now, notice how I said the dog helps the person, and then I said the person helps the dog. That's because over here in my evidence, I said they relate to each other when we work through a struggle. So I kind of referred to both of them there. So here's an example of what we were looking for when you did Reading Buddies. Now, I'm going to give you more examples and more help with My Life with Chimpanzees before you try it on your own. In fact, that's going to be your next task. When you are done watching this video, you are now going to do lesson 1, task 2. Lesson 1, task 1 was to listen to me in this video. So good job. Now you're going on to lesson 1, task 2. You're going to go back to Google Classroom, to the classroom posts there, and you're going to see that I linked from Edpuzzle, another Edpuzzle, and it's called ACE Practice, using From My Life with the Chimpanzees. So there are 3 short questions in today's Edpuzzle, but it's very much a teaching video. So please, this is where the instruction comes in, right? So I want you to be mindful of the video, pay attention, and you only have 3 short questions to answer. So that's going to be your next task. And then your last task is to try it on your own in the evidence log. So that's all you have today, 3 tasks. The first one's to watch this video. The second one is to do Edpuzzle. And the third one is to complete an evidence log. So for your evidence log, once you're done with your Edpuzzle, you're going back to Google Classroom and locate your Animal Allies evidence log. Now, it says Reading Buddies there, and you should have an entry for Reading Buddies. And now underneath Reading Buddies, you're going to add, the new text is going to be My Life with Chimpanzees. And then answer the essential question using evidence from My Life with Chimpanzees and explain it. Explain how that evidence supports your answer. So 2 tasks. Edpuzzle, which is going to model ACE for you, and then evidence log, where you're going to do it on your own. Now, here's your mission possible today. If you choose to accept it, these are optional enrichment activities if you're interested. This week is Earth Day. In fact, I think it's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. So you can follow the inspirational activist and leader Jane Goodall through her travels spreading a message of hope. Watch the documentary on Earth Day, April 22nd, but they do have National Geographic has a trailer posted there for you. So watch the trailer at least, and then consider watching it on Earth Day. This site, the Jane Goodall Institute, is really neat to explore too. And then lastly, on your Mission Possible, check out some more books about this topic. So if you use that link right there and then you scroll down, you're going to find some other books that might interest you, including Jane Goodall's memoir. And that's it. So be sure you've completed all the tasks. From here, you're going to go do Edpuzzle and Evidence Log. Edpuzzle, Evidence Log, right? You can check the lesson plan, make sure you've done all the tasks, and then take a break and come back for lesson 2. Okay, until next time.